David Gregory of NBC News attacked the head of the NRA for daring to say that we needed to arm teachers and principals and put more guards in schools like Israel does. Well, the Weekly Standard pointed out a few days ago that David Gregory's children actually go to a high-security private school in D.C., the Sidwell School. Well, guess who else goes there, where they have 11 armed guards and police? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. School Obama's daughter attend has 11 armed guards. There they are with the firearms and their giant binoculars looking down on the general slave population of D.C. that have been totally disarmed. And again, they have these private schools all over D.C. This is the one that Obama's kids happen to go to with the media elite, whose children are guarded with guns but don't want you to have guns. There are dozens of other schools, if you look it up, that have the special permits government gives so that other elitist children can be guarded by guns. It's only your children that can't be guarded by guns. And we know in all the states where there's increased gun ownership, crime rates drop. And that's why the gun grabbers are so desperate. Because as this news gets out more and more, their attempt to disarm us gets in deeper and deeper trouble. That's why they're throwing everything at us, having Cerberus, the big gun conglomerate, saying it's going to sell out, having all the TV shows being canceled on Discovery Channel and other channels, the shops like Dick's saying they're not going to sell anymore. This is being done on purpose to create an artificial panic. And now you have all these different governors and senators coming out and saying, hey, we're going to disarm the American people. And they're already training us to be good little slaves with the TSA. But openly, they're now talking about forced gun buybacks across the board here in the United States. In fact, here it is. Feinstein and Como admit planning Australian-style government gun buyback, a forced gun buyback. They did that in Australia. They've done it in other countries. Thank God Ammo Land and Town Hall and others are finally picking up on the public letters and statements they've made. This is a red alert. And don't think they won't try it, ladies and gentlemen. They want to be able to list all gun owners as terrorists that don't turn in. They've said they're planning this. That's why they're calling us Klan members, terrorists, mass murderers, killers. The demonization process is happening right now. Doesn't mean they're going to get away with it. But if you just sit back and count on mainline Republican talk show hosts to protect you, it's over, because mainline Republicans are now coming out and joining Democrats in droves saying, well, we believe you have a right to a hunting rifle, but we're going to take that military-style weapon, even though those are used in a minority of crimes. And the media is also trying to cause copycat shootings by hyping up that schools are a good place to go commit suicide. And in closing, I made a full video on this earlier. On that same show with David Gregory, LaPierre pointed out that Israel has armed its teachers since the 80s. And they had the Israel spokesman come out for the foreign ministry and say, that's not true. We don't call it school shootings. We call it terrorism, and play some semantical game. Come on, Israel. We pay $3 billion plus a year, much of it to buy each citizen that wants one an M16 or a handgun. So don't you dare try to say we can't own guns when we're paying for yours. I mean, this is just ridiculous how China and Russia are all piling on saying we should have our guns turned in. The world hates the American gun owner. They hate us because the world wants the American empire to keep backing them up, and they know the American people are waking up politically, so they want to make sure we've been disarmed so we go along with all this garbage. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of how our country's become a globalist-run hive, and I'm tired of it. What LaPierre said is true. And don't forget, Obama and his daughters, but all the rest of the media whores, they get to have armed guards like Piers Morgan and the rest of them. They just don't want you to have a gun because they're a bunch of parasites that want to dominate you. Stand up to them. Resist them. Get the word out. Their evil will not be able to flourish unless we do nothing.